ahead and welcome to season 380, episode 3 of Daily Zeitgeist. Yeah! It's a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into American shared consciousness, and it is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. 2025.
Guess what? It's National Backyard Day. It's fucking National Backyard Day. National Certified Nurses Day. National Chocolate Caramel Day. National 3D Day. Okay? Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's honor that.
James Cameron. I prefer uncertified nurses, but I will give it up to 3D.
Yeah. Only certified hustlers that I give it up to, but sure.
I'm an uncertified hustler. I have not been certified yet. Yeah. I haven't taken the test, but like most people would agree I'm a hustler.
Now all the fiends, they don't want to buy shit off of you now. They're like, I don't know, bro. His bags, he's uncertified.
Could you just ask to see his certification?
3D Day really should be the third sequel to the landing of Normandy. That's all.
3D Day, the sequel to Saving Private Ryan, the third one.
Yeah. 3D Day.
My name is JackO'Brien, aka Beef Tallow Time. Ba, ba, ba. French fries never seemed so good. I'll proudly die. Ba, ba, ba. If I eat them with seed oil. Oh, no. That one courtesy of Ramen King on the Discord. I said I'll proudly die. He said I'd probably die. Anyways, I fucked up the meaning, Ramen King. I'm sorry. I'm fucked up, man. I'm thrilled to be joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Miles Gray.
Miles Gray, a.k.a. running down my jeans. Too much coffee, it seems. Underwear in the smink. Smells like boo-boo and beans. Running down my jeans. Look, hey, it happens. Shout out to Rando Dixon Art. Just look, whatever happened, too much coffee. That happened to me in college, man. I was drinking protein shakes. Fucking destroyed me on the inside.
Can't trust a fart.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, dude. I thought I was gonna get arrested in college because I had my pants fully off in the bathroom trying to clean myself up, and someone wandered in, and I looked like I don't know what they thought I was up to, and they ran out, and I was like, no, I'd had a protein shake. And
Miss,
yeah,
come back, miss.
Your bathroom is just cleaner and had more privacy. I'm so sorry.
Miles, we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by one of our favorite guests, a hilarious and brilliant producer and TV writer who will soon be pitching the third sequel to Saving Private Ryan before the second sequel comes out. You know him from the Yo Is This Racist podcast. It's Andrew T.
Andrew!
Wheat takes from Andrew T. Everyone should disagree. Look at the world and the 7 seas. This guy here really knows nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. But did you write that?
Wait.
I gotta say, listen, much love to the Discord. The beverage tea and the T1000. This is a polite ask.
We've been moving.
Can we move past those pitches?
We're trying to move past that part of his career. Okay.
Yeah. It was a Roman salute. Okay.
That's all.
I'm just saying that. Yeah, Andrew, it's great to have you here. I was going to be worried if they were coming for you like that in the Discord, but it sounds like that was self-effacing.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's you saying you don't know.
I
don't know shit. I don't know shit. Y'all should not listen to me.
Never have him back on the podcast.
Wait, what?
I'm fun to have around, but I am dumb. The thing that y'all got to recognize is I am
dumb
ignorant.
guy. Yeah,
dumb,
absolutely.
But
among the dumbest, I should add that to my intro to you. Among our dumbest guests, he's
the gorgeous Andrew T.
Yeah, gorgeous, the beautiful, the gorgeous,
the gorgeous, the beautiful, the gorgeous, to
the right,
absolutely beautiful,
the beautiful Venice.
Yeah. Oh, I hate him.
The beautiful honey, the gorgeous Cara. And a gorgeous Maya. All right. Sweet love is the name of that.
It was so weird that he had his like legs out to the side. Like for people who are only listening or haven't seen the video.
He was squared up.
He was squared up with
You
his
know-
arms up like he's fighting, but then his legs were out to the side like Yosemite Sam. Like,
Yeah, you know what? Let's just memorialize this in the show just quickly because
for
we were
the
talking
viewers of the show, for the
Got
video
to.
viewers.
This was Conor McGregor because obviously he was in the news because he's fucking at the White House or whatever. And then I remember I saw this headline about his new girl group. So this is
crazy.
Conor
He's
McGregor.
at the White House talking about how Irish people aren't racist enough.
Here is the wildest thing. I'm realizing what he's doing. He is simply doing the Fighting Irish logo.
Yeah, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, an amazing day for Greenback Records. I'm super proud and excited to announce the signing of the biggest girl band since the Spice Girls. Introducing Sweet Love.
Okay.
Over here, we have the beautiful Venice.
Hey guys.
Beautiful Venice.
We have
Sorry.
the beautiful Honey,
Honey.
gorgeous Jasmine, and gorgeous Maya. We have new music coming soon, real soon. Stay tuned and follow us on @Sweet Love. Let's go, Sweet Love. Let's go, Greenback Records.
I love when motherfuckers do that shit. They don't let the fucking people talk.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
be like, this is it.
Listen,
Don't say shit.
not to give notes. Put the beat of their first single underneath this.
Right.
Sure.
Fucking let them like do anything musical at all,
Yeah.
and do another take where he gets 4 adjectives. That's it.
Right.
Those are my notes.
Beautiful,
where they
gorgeous.
they offer
beautiful.
him 4 adjectives just on big cards spelled out
Yeah.
phonetically.
Odious. Wait, odious?
Connor, great. Let's try another one. Let's just try to get the lines this time.
Yeah.
No, I think that was good.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to just throw that in before we even start the show, but we
That was him
stopped
flexing at somebody who was asking him to do another take. He's like, you better not fucking ask me.
It's really the work ethic of the social media generation is it's so like skewed because half of them really like the fucking like big chocolate chip chunk kid does like 20 takes, but like this
I
guy
don't know the
yeah.
big chocolate chip chunk.
Yeah,
cake.
the
well,
Boom, the Costco family with him and the
Oh
wrestler.
yeah, I do know
Yeah.
them.
you
Yeah.
don't want to say the one truly just like the one like behind the scenes one was like okay
Yeah.
let's get a little more energy in this one, and it's just like what the
I
fuck
thought the dad was
kid?
gonna turn into Ike Turner or some shit.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
were
Wait, they did a behind the scenes and they're
They
like
showed
doing multiple takes.
over and over and
Wow.
over. I mean, he didn't get really
Yeah.
angry, but like you can tell it's like
It's
buttoned
real.
up. It's an
Yeah, and
operation.
this is
All right,
this is
silly
the one.
one. Let's do a silly
they
one.
released. So like if this is the funnest version of behind the scenes they could get muster,
Yeah.
it is truly like whatever the fuck happens behind the scenes is.
Your third boom was a little fucked up on that one. Like I didn't believe that you were actually saying boom on that one. That's wild. All right. Well, we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit later. We're going to talk about this generation and all that's wrong with them and trace it back to us giving up on giving a shit if people sold out.
Mhm.
We'll also ask the question, maybe getting sucked off into the sky is traumatic. Maybe that's not big fun.
This is if you guys were like just like the like lowest level YouTubers, it would just say "Sky sucked me off" and just have
Yeah.
you guys going,
And then
in the thumbnail.
No.
whoa! I'm like, yeah, one person was like, Sky sucked me off, and then it was like, no. I feel it's so wild to watch people have to play that thumbnail game on YouTube, where everyone, even like people who are trying to,
Everybody
like,
does it.
is this fascism? And they're like, this is gonna be a news video. But I get it. We're trying to educate the kids, and they won't.
Radiohead
unless
just
your
drops
face is all
a-
fucked up. Yeah.
Drops a new video and Tom York's in the thing. Joe Exotic. We want to check in with Joe Exotic on the 5-year anniversary of us all learning who Joe Exotic is. We'll talk about that. We'll check in with Tesla. We'll check in with this kind of backlash we're seeing to the double sellout is what it's being called.
Yeah.
People who sell out to achieve success and then continue to just chase monetary success.
I think it's called insatiable greed.
Yeah.
No. It's called
double sellout?
it's a technical term.
Oh, okay.
Double
Continuing,
sellout.
Okay.
continuing the thing you were already doing because it was patently evident who you were.
That's right.
Always.
And we might even check it. Netflix is making a Cujo movie. So we want to kind of get an idea of what that's going to be like. All of that, plenty more. But first, Andrew T, we do like to ask our guests, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
Get ready, motherfuckers. So this is probably, there's a reasonable chance this has already been one of my search histories, but I'll do it again if I haven't, but maybe not. I fucking caved and made a viral-ish recipe. I made tempura enoki mushrooms, which were billed as, this is like fucking vegan chicken, vegan like fried chicken tenders or whatever.
No,
but
it
you
is
take
not.
enoki mushrooms, since we're doing a video episode, you take the enoki mushrooms, cut the little roots off, and you have a bundle of mushrooms that grow long ways. And you cut the bundles into like, I don't know, call it like half a centimeter, maybe 3/4 of a centimeter, like slices. And you batter those motherfuckers. So the enoki mushrooms are individually little thin mushrooms, but they become like strands of, if you really are desperate for it, fake chicken type.
Sure.
protein
Enoki
type
mushrooms are just
thing.
fine on their own. I'm like, we don't have to.
Yeah,
pretend
they're
it's
lovely.
to enjoy it.
You didn't need to call it that, I'm sure. Threw a little MSG into the recipe I found. It's, NBD. But
imagine though, as you're biting into them, imagine a chicken dying.
Yeah.
So that you just like get the, like you get that cruelty.
Right?
You get
So it
the,
feels
how
good.
did you even?
So you feel like you're getting the power of another animal,
I got the power of, I don't know, probably 85 mushrooms in that one bite though. So
wow.
Yeah.
lot of power there.
Biggest
So the thing I'm pretty sure there's a reasonable chance I've already said was what my search history is. How do I get rid of all this fucking deep fry oil?
oh yeah.
Which
Just throw it on a Tesla, right?
I did, yeah. I probably, the sort of distressing thing is, by the time I'd fried my batch of mushrooms, I made several batches and I deep fried a little with another thing. Why am I being coy? Shrimp fritters.
Don't be coy with your frying escapades.
There wasn't that much oil left, so I just kind of like soaked it up with a paper towel and put it into a grocery
Garbage
bag.
can.
And then
Yeah.
knotted that up.
Yeah.
Garbage canned it.
I think we'll allow that. I think
All
that's
right.
okay.
Hey, I don't know, man. I just,
Well
like I
done.
said, I just throw it out my window. So whatever this hippie shit you're doing, like, fine, to each their own. But
That's right. I just go right down the drain, man. Just right down the kitchen sink. And it's actually the only thing we put in the kitchen sink because for some reason it stopped draining water.
yeah. No, you fill them up with water balloons and you throw them into the LA River.
That's right.
Oh yeah, fuck it. I honestly can't be worse. There's no EPA monitoring of it anymore.
Dude, it's so funny. I have people from out of town visiting us, and we like the part of like the valley I'm in is right by the LA River, so we walked by it and we're like, and the famous LA River, and they're like, wait, seriously? And I was like, yep, that's the LA.
I'm gonna be for real, especially because I'm sure municipalities are gonna start having to generate their own revenue.
Right.
LA really needs to have for, I don't know, $500, $1,000. You and your friend can ride a motorcycle and a semi down the LA River.
Oh, Terminator 2
like
style?
in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Or do
You get to
any
jump it
skiing.
off the bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
You could do
Just
that
think we're gonna-
one, or the drag
Yeah.
race from Greece that also happened
Greece,
right there
yeah.
downtown.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
any iconic LA River fucking race scene.
Yeah,
we will be
yeah.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
The car crash that killed Keanu Reeves in the Rush video from
Yep.
Paula Abdul. Back when that was my first celebrity crush.
Keanu Reeves.
Or
No,
MC Scat Cat.
Paula Abdul.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
every Paula Abdul music video drop was an event in my little perverted 11-year-old brain.
What was the one with the Chester? Wait, she had the Chester the cheetah, the animated
different,
one.
Yeah.
Opposites attract.
Opposites attract.
Yeah. I remember just being a kid, like, that's the Cheeto cat, and they're like, no,
That's
isn't.
true.
And I'm like,
Right.
behind it is. That's the
That's the
Cheetos.
Stefan
enough.
Urkel of the Cheeto Cat.
Yeah, right,
Who was
right.
That was
already
actually
pretty cool.
problematic that you can't tell them apart, Miles.
Hey, man, come find me, cheetahs.
I feel like I interrupted you, Andrew. What were you gonna say? Speaking of Tesla,
don't remember. Oh, speaking of Teslas, yeah. Did you see
underrated.
the shit? Truly
Oh,
underrated.
right,
Did
yeah.
you see the shit where someone like on YouTube, so who knows how real this was, did like a Wile E. Coyote style like
Yeah,
matte
Mark
painting?
Rober. It was Mark Rober.
Yeah.
Yep. I was just
Lovely
referencing
stuff.
that video. Like, that was a guy who he used to work at NASA as a fucking engineer. And he was like, cameras fucking suck. LiDAR is way better at like orienting. Like, if you're trying to actually do some full self-drive shit, LiDAR is better. And he's like, let me prove it. He painted a Wile E. Coyote, like, or a Roadrunner-esque, like, sort of vista against a road and drove a car with LiDAR at it. And it stopped because there's some shit in front of it. But then the Tesla was just like, no, all good, blew right fucking through the thing.
Wow.
Really bad. And that's the thing where people are like, they're trying to tank the price. This is like a coordinated effort to demonstrate what the car does.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
it's just this weird thing where like the public has this shared natural aversion to Nazis. Is this weird
not
thing.
shared enough, Jack.
Not shared widely enough, but they're now acting like that is a foreign idea that they can't understand where it came from.
Yeah.
It's
people's grandfathers didn't suffer tremendous PTSD for you to go just loving the Nazis again. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, some of them did.
Yeah, some did.
It turns out. What is something you think is underrated, Andrew?
All right, underrated. Game night. You know, pretty clearly from my vibe and demeanor, I'm a dude who considers himself above game night. I think that shit is for nerds.
The movie?
And no, I heard the movie's pretty good though. Actually,
that's what I heard too.
The movie is actually fun.
Game night. Going and playing board games. But I went to a very well organized game night, and I will admit I had a ton of fun.
What'd you play?
The one that I really stuck out to me was a game called Linky, which is essentially it's my favorite round from trivia night, which is a thing that I do. But it was 5 trivia questions, but the point was not to get the trivia question; it was to get the thing that the answers all had in common.
Oh, okay.
And it was so fun for me specifically, and I will just say that.
So this was some brainy shit rather than board game night.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't really love just like a fucking like, I don't know, anything with too much chance. I did also play Game of Thrones Monopoly with an 11-year-old the other day, and if I may, that shit was the absolute worst experience.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It was very difficult.
I mean, it got worse. You said Game of Thrones, Monopoly with an 11-year-old, and I was like, bro, we are fucking in hell right now.
Game of Thrones Monopoly. It's regular Monopoly, bad enough. Although none of you guys have ever played it correctly, and the correct version actually at least is a game of sorts. Did you know this? Basically, every time someone lands on something, if they don't buy it, you have to go to an auction.
Oh shit!
And the auction mechanic actually turns it into a real game because it's
so everybody has an opportunity to buy it.
And it's like, you're really gonna let this motherfucker have even a property you don't like that much for $1? I'll do 2, and then whatever.
But doesn't that just speed up the way in which the rich get richer and fuck everybody over? Doesn't that just like make it worse?
It can, but if you do, well, sort of no, because when you're early enough, everyone's like bankroll is about the same. So you can like trick, or you can force someone into making a bad decision.
Yeah.
If someone is trying to throw their weight around, but the whole game is like, it is a snowball. But
is that the version you played with the 11?
No.
Okay.
Not only that, Game of Thrones Monopoly is regular Monopoly. We weren't playing with auctions, but also Game of Thrones Monopoly has a bunch of other like backstabby Game of Thrones chance cards, like some steal all your opponent's monopolies kind of shit.
Cut Theon's penis off.
Yeah, it's really also
just for fun.
It wasn't that graphic, but it for sure was too graphic for an 11-year-old.
Well, right, because one of the play pieces is Theon's severed penis.
Yeah. It comes with a little tiny rope that you put around the neck of the other character.
That's wild.
It's a bit much.
Yeah,
it's a bit much. But the pewter, you know what? 3D printing, you can do anything these days.
For real.
That's right. What is something, Andrew, you think's overrated?
All right. The embarrassment you feel from accidentally FaceTiming the whole group chat.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you what.
yeah.
That someone did that in a group chat the other day, and not everyone picked up, but everyone who picked up genuinely was like, this is really nice to just have a random 8-minute conversation with you fools.
And is it with the person? Like, did the person realize at a certain point?
Yeah. They're
okay.
like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was an accident. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, we're on the call.
We're on this call. We might as well. You have my attention.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, it was legitimately like a great little catch up. It's the sort of thing, I guess we don't do that often, but also the FaceTime of it makes it, because it could be, in this case, it wasn't, but it could be people from all over.
Right.
Just fucking do it. Also, I feel like it should be harder to do than it is, because like I've gotten like butt dial FaceTimes more times than like from a UI design perspective should be possible.
Yeah.
How the fuck does this happen?
More than traditional butt dials, like as a phone call, I feel like I get way more like missed FaceTime call. I'm like, there's no way they were trying to FaceTime.
Yeah. They're just trying to get their FaceTime numbers up to like prove that like all the, work and money they sunk into it was worth it. And so they're just like make it extra easy to do.
It's so weird. Shouldn't be possible. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Go accidentally FaceTime the whole group, guys.
Also play Jaws the board game. Play the Jaws board game. That one's actually
for real
fun. Yeah, that shit's fun. And I'm like you, Andrew. I'm like, bro, I don't want to fucking go to some game night. And someone had the Jaws game, and I got into that shit because at the end, someone's the shark
for me.
And then that shit is wild, like what role you play, and then you be doing attacks like on different beaches, and you trying to get ahead of the shark.
I do like board games where one person is the villain.
Yeah.
Think that is.
And there's a lot of like like if you like game theory kind of thing, like if you want to play real fucked up, you can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Angel City is back. We're off to a 1-1 disappointing home opener. So Angel City's disappointing and frustrating. So as you
to San Diego.
When the person who was the shark did something smart, did you say, she's either very smart or very stupid? She's gone under the boat.
No, I fucked up and I go, clever girl.
Miles, it's the wrong Spielberg.
And I go like
Jurassic Park,
and I pretend I'm pulling back the stock of my Spas 12 shotgun like he was.
Clever girl.
There must be a Jurassic Park game, right? You guys keep talking.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
I'm gonna be over here. You guys keep talking for the rest of the episode. I'm gonna be storyboarding the Jurassic.
Every time
Park
I talk,
game.
you're like, "How is there not a Jurassic Park board game?"
I mean, I guess there's a bunch. The crazy one is the one from '93, which I don't even want to know. Okay, sorry.
We were at a play date the other day, and the kids kept shooting each other with Nerfs and like getting, there were some Nerf cannons involved, like out, and so they kept like shooting and like into a place where they were getting lost, and so I was like, here, you guys, like you guys just like combine to hunt me, and and that was like the most thrilling 5 minutes of my week, was like running away from a bunch of like 5 to 8-year-olds with Nerf cannons, just trying not to get shot. Highly recommend it.
Were you giving them jukes and stuff?
Yeah, I was juking big time.
Wow.
I was trying to break their ankles, but you can't break it. Yeah, they're flexible.
Kids are way too flexible. They will not have like soft tissue injuries like adults will.
Nah. And they also will not respect when I'm like, all right, this one's over. They came up and just
all right, I had a procedure. Just give me a second. I need to stretch.
That's right.
I'm a dome.
So you fully dangerous gamed yourself.
Dangerous game myself, and
just for thrills, just to see, just to live.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, and also Nerfs don't hurt that much. So
you said that much. Yeah. I'm acting like you can't like.
I like barely cried.
That's cool. I'll eat that. Just do it again.
All right. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll talk about the news. We'll be right back. And we're back. And it has been a clean 5 years tomorrow.
Yeah.
Since Tiger King dropped on all our asses.
Yeah.
And we were stuck inside.
Yeah.
This like officially makes it real to me that it's been 5 years since the pandemic. It
Yeah, not
wasn't
even
like
the
the
WHO.
Tom Hanks, Rudy Gobert day. It's really this one.
Yeah,
It's like, oh man, that's when we were like so bored that we were just like, this is an instant classic, you guys.
Yeah.
This is great.
I remember when we
culture.
saw the trailer pre-lockdown and we were all in the office. You're like, what the fuck is this shit about to hit?
Yeah.
And then here we are. But yeah, Joe Exotic is, I think, probably inspired by all the lawlessness that is happening under Trump at the moment, and figured maybe it's this time that I'll get a pardon from Donald Trump, because he did try during Trump's last term, and he was so convinced he was going to get one. This motherfucker hired a limousine to wait outside of the prison to whisk him away, and it did not happen. Sorry, Joe Exotic, it did not happen. This time, though, he is asking that both he and his husband get pardons. So this is a
his
post
husband
he did
somebody that he met in prison?
in prison. Yeah.
Okay.
Jorge-
Yeah, I was
Jorge
like, dude,
Marquez.
I don't
Yeah.
recognize this person.
No,
from-
this is new.
I don't remember jack shit from that series, like for
Me
real.
either. I just
Like, I
even the
remember
thing-
him.
I was like, wait, what is he even seeking a pardon for? I'm like, that's right. He tried to hire someone to kill Carol Baskin. And that's why he's in jail. That's why he was, I think, including like an undercover or some shit.
And I feel like most people were like, I mean, she was kind of annoying.
Yeah. Because when you watch it, you're like, did she
people
kill
were
her
like kind of
husband?
on board.
Yeah, remember there were people being like, well, she killed her husband. You know, what I mean?
Yeah,
It's dirty
that guy
game out there.
disappeared. So
Yeah, he was just going to Costa Rica. But anyway, this is like a post he did like last year. He said, meet Jorge Marquez. He is 33. He is he is so amazing, and he is from Mexico. Now, the quest of getting married in prison and getting him asylum, or we be leaving America when we both get out. I'm reading it as written.
sick.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, I wish I
Period.
would have met him long ago. So that's like his like official post that he was just
That's
hard
cute.
launching the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess Joe now thinks he has an angle that will appeal to Trump in the current like xenophobic climate, because now this is his new pitch.
With a picture of them happily together.
Yes, in a
It
jungle
opens-
background. Jungle background.
Jungle background.
Yeah.
You could
They might be on
This is what
Pandora.
he said. He said,
Yeah.
quote, this is from him on Twitter, quote, this motherfucker's paying for a blue check too. Jesus Christ. Well, you could deport him at some point, but if you let me go, we'll both go to Mexico, which will save you the
What an
cost of
opener.
deporting him and allow you to take care of me. Huh? I don't know what that means. No
Yeah,
matter what
yeah.
happens, he's my husband and we'll never abandon each other. This bond is that strong. And it's like, you're not getting out, Joe. You're
This
not
bond
getting
is that strong. By the way, this tweet opened with the words, you could deport him at some point.
Already
That's
throwing
how
him under
strong
the
this
bus.
love is. Yeah,
if you
like
want.
what an opener.
But then
But?
there is a but, Jack. But if you let me go, we'll both go to Mexico.
I'll go to Mexico too. And you can what I don't know you and him and allow you to take care of me. I'm not sure what
And
that means.
maybe the
I
save
think
them the cost of taking care of another
Sure.
American, I
Got
guess. As if
Uh-huh.
this place takes
no, I
care
think
of-
it's just like taken care of, as in, because he's still asking for a pardon, right?
Right. So you
I
take
think
care of
that's it.
me.
Like, you take
we
care
part.
of me. I take care
Oh,
of you.
I help
He's
you by
deported.
deporting the love of my life.
Yeah.
I
And then
self-deport,
take care of
and we're-
me,
and we're
Yeah.
deuces.
and we're
Yeah.
here. We're in love. So Joe, it's a long road, man. It's a long road. Keep your head up. Keep that chin up.
FYI, you
I
can
mean,
deport the love
truly-
of my life.
Yeah.
Given that I haven't
you
thought of this dude for like 4 years and 11 months and 2 weeks,
Mhm.
Okay.
this is surprising. I'm genuinely surprised. by
What
the
about
fuck
like
he's
that he
been up
found
to.
love?
That yeah, I get, not that he found love, I suppose, but like that this whole scheme that he's pitching, I don't know, all of it.
Right.
I'm just like, I could not have guessed.
You might be due for a rewatch, because this is actually the least surprising thing I've ever seen, based on my knowledge of Joe Exotic, that he found a younger man.
Yeah, to pray.
Yeah, I guess
That
so.
he's like in a relationship and like trying some scheme that is too ambitious and unrealistic to actually work.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking because I was looking at the little tag on this photo of him and his husband or fiance, and it's joeexoticofficial.com, and I'm looking at the website. This is his website. Joe Exotic official. Updates.
It has everything.
New FBI misconduct found. Volunteers needed. Joe Exotic AI. Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, has finally released his very own clone that is available 24/7 for personalized conversations and more. I know this shit ain't for
Damn, son.
Look at you, pleased. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that
Joe.
one coming.
All right,
Even
Joe.
I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, it's video chat? So you're going to be interacting with this man who's been shot 4 times in the chest?
Right.
I thought those were tattoos.
Joe Exotic is most likely the most famous inmate of all times. I mean, that might be Nelson Mandela. I don't know. Whatever. It is. Yeah, who do you think takes that mantle?
You can probably sext an AI Nelson Mandela too, though.
Yeah. Or Charles Manson though got more drip though, more swag.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've got reverse Mandela effect. I think Nelson Mandela is still alive. I mean, he never died, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, asked if there's VI possibilities. Nope. Okay. Anyway, Joe.
That scroll down was even I wasn't expecting that.
That was milkshake duck-esque. I was like, are we?
Christ.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could have predicted that.
We do like to check in with the markets on this podcast. Specifically, how's Tesla doing? I'm a little worried about my 3 Teslas. I feel people are like saying it's not cool to have them anymore. What's
let
the
me
latest?
tell you, it's going down. So it's been 9 weeks of continuous L's for Tesla, and the stock price has fallen 53% since final pre-sig high. I heard the heyday in December of that. Okay, look, this is what happened. 9 straight weeks of the price going down. It was around December, again, the
Somewhere
pre-sig
around
heyday.
here.
Yeah, it was at its peak. Then something happened, man, around Q1 of 2025. Not sure what it was, but right now, just like in the last fucking 2 days, these are the fucking headlines around Tesla. Board members are selling over 100 million of their own stock. There are protests everywhere. People are setting fires at collision centers, vandalizing the cars. There is a thing that alleges that insurance prices are going up to cover Teslas because like Hyundai's and like the USB like hack to like start a Hyundai or whatever, or Kia, the Kia boys shit.
Yeah.
Like, and that caused insurance rates to go up. They're saying the vandalism against Tesla is now causing insurance rates to also go up. We will see if that holds.
You guys, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Okay. This is
a hate
fair.
crime.
This is terrorism, actually. I mean, it is really terrorism, actually, when you think about it. It's terrorism because Tesla owners are terrorized. And Elon Musk is sad.
Look at this is a fucking whoa shit. Yeah. This is the fucking collision center. Someone said, "Oh, look, man, it's not popping." I mean the fire is, but not the brand. And again,
the batteries are popping.
I mean, but also truly not 100% clear that
if that was
that doesn't
is that arson?
That doesn't have to be arson. Doesn't have to be arson.
Those cars do burst into flames every once in a while.
Yeah.
What is the outlet for that video? RJ, just some dude named RJ? Because
I don't know.
It did also say that resist was spray painted at the factory, but that feels like some shit that
I don't know if that was
does to itself. You know?
Right. No, I mean this is definitely this absolutely happened like in Las Vegas. Yeah. Like that's this is an actual news story. The other stuff,
what happens in Vegas, guys? Come on.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they say maybe they did find a suspect. No, still on the loose. Still on the loose. Yeah, our favorite phrase in this new world, still on the loose. It's going down. Just don't go to a McDonald's. But anyway, so now Elon is like, dude, he's posting like a kid in junior high school that just listened to AFI for the first time or some shit. He's like, my companies make great products that people love, and I've never physically hurt anyone. So why the hate and violence against me? Then later on, I am endlessly amused by the infinite indignities I suffer on the very platform that I own.
Wow.
Oh, fuck you. And so much So somehow so much of the media coverage, like we talk about, is just doing the thing. They're shying away from describing him as a Nazi that is dismantling the government. Like,
Right.
when that's quite literally what is happening. This is
Yeah.
this is from Business Insider. In
Wait,
large
but
part, okay,
that sounded like he was he's endlessly amused by that. So I
That's
feel
him.
like we're
Yeah.
good here.
Yeah.
I'm actually endlessly amused.
This is funny.
This is actually hilarious. To
I
me.
did read those tweets out of sequence. The first one was, I am endlessly amused. That was in February. The what did I do wrong? What do you guys
Why
hate
is
me?
everybody
Is from this
so
last
mean
week.
to me?
So
Oh,
we
okay.
went from lolling about it to crying about it.
It's actually hilarious to me. This is actually very funny.
Endlessly amused, bro. Thank you for the free laughs, dog.
He is that I forget who did the original tweet, but like just like anyone who uses the laugh crying emoji is the angriest person you've ever been.
Right.
And
Yeah, I think it goes back like people who are just sprinkling lol constantly, like after
Right.
saying something they're upset about, and then being like
Yeah.
lol.
Yeah.
Like
He's
literally,
the
literally LOLing over here at what
embodiment
you just
of
said.
that.
That was insulting.
I had
about
to
It's
me.
really
close
I've
this-
never hurt anyone physically. I've never physically hurt anyone. Like what a weird tell. You
right,
are
right.
I know.
harming the shit out of so many people.
Hey guys, I'm about to post something that is just like me
Mhm.
complaining and like just sharing my feelings, but I do need to get legal's eyes on this one.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying I've never heard anyone. Okay, Elon. So what you can say is you've never physically, directly, with your own bare hands,
Yeah.
hurt
Yeah.
anyone.
Your negligence as a business owner has harmed many.
Yeah. And your direct
but,
actions as whatever the fuck this is.
you know, like all those cars that somehow end up on fire that people are whatever, and they crash and whatever. It is what it is. But again, the media descriptions, Business Insider, and they're like, there's like 4 reasons why the why the stock is going down. One, they called this subheader "distracted CEO." And then this is like part of the paragraph. Quote, in large part, investors have blamed his growing role in the Trump administration, with Musk heading the efforts of the Department of Government Efficiency. He himself has noted great difficulty in dividing his attention between Doge and his many companies. Okay. Here's another one. This is from, I think, Barron's. It said, quote, but weak sales data to start the year have investors worried that Musk's political activities are turning off car buyers.
His political activities.
I genuinely so it must really be that it's just that like his distraction. It's not that he's distracted. Like obviously for a business, it would be better
if he was
the-
distracted.
the less actual
Yeah.
attention Elon Musk pays, it's better. But it's
Right.
it's that he's a bottleneck, right? Like
Right.
you can't do shit.
Yeah, probably.
Like if the competent people could simply operate without Elon Musk,
Right.
that would be good.
Mhm.
But they're
Yep.
just not allowed.
Yeah,
to do
yeah, yeah. That's one of my favorite. I bring it up a lot, but one of my favorite historical details that gets left out a lot is like one of the big reasons D-Day was successful. We've been talking D-Day. This is
Sure.
D-Day talk.
D-Day won.
Was that Hitler slept in until noon on
Yeah.
on D-Day, and everybody was so scared of him, and like he was like such a micromanager that like. They just like couldn't make a decision until he like woke up of his own accord.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the small problems with authoritarian.
Yeah.
rule.
Drug-addled
Right.
authoritarian
Right.
rulers. We got
Exactly.
2. We've got 2. We're doubling
Um,
up on that right now.
I
Right.
know, it's
There's
kinda fun.
there's no amount of coke Musk can be on that doesn't eventually he's going to get the sleepies at some point.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
you
Or
crash
fully
out.
shit himself. Like one of these times holding up a chainsaw. I'm like, yeah, oh.
So none of them they're all blaming, like when they describe it, it sounds like they're talking about him just being spread too thin. They don't mention
Spread
the
too
sig hailing.
thin, controversial,
Yeah.
role
never
in the
will.
Trump administration. Like, dude, I can bear it. I think,
But it's just
one
so wild
website
because
had it being like, it's also like his extreme views was what I saw.
But it is like a thing where you're trying to judge people, like, you know, he's selling a product that is no longer selling well because of something happening with the public's opinion of him and their desire to be associated with him, even if they're not going to be like, you know, that was definitely and obviously somebody doing two aggressive Nazi salutes that burst forth from their soul in a way that was like almost like involuntary. And a lot of people saw that shit because it was on like a national stage on Inauguration Day.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're just like that, a lot of people think he is a Nazi, and that's got to be bad for sales figures. Like, even the fact that they like I think they were saying that at first, and now they're even like backing off of that.
Yeah.
Which is
I mean,
wild.
because you look around the world, like in Europe, sales are tanking, and it's clear they have direct history interacting with Nazis in their countries. So they're like, fuck.
However,
like,
do you mean, Miles?
in London, there's stuff like people have been putting up these sort of like activist ads on like bus stops, or it's like him in a Tesla like Sieg Heiling. It says 0 to 1939 in 1.2 seconds type shit. And like on factories, they're doing all kinds of shit. But all that to say is like in Europe, that's going down for that reason. In the US, it's the same thing. But I think the only difference is China, where that was the biggest EV market in the world, where he was getting crazy business. That whole thing is because he's completely ceded ground to all these other companies that like actually offer different cars, and also the battery maker for Tesla is now like working with a competitor, and he's like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's all.
It probably is genuinely like the other thing. I would just guess, again, as a fucking idiot who knows nothing, that like even without all the Nazi shit, like the Tesla market was pretty saturated. Anyone who's gonna buy a Tesla in America just has one. And I'm guessing he thought, because it's like electric car, all the, liberal-ish type folks, I think he genuinely thought he could open up a whole new Nazi market. But
with
guess what?
going far, like further to the right.
But those people still aren't buying fucking.
But this is where like this dude is so insulated, is because he's around these MAGA freaks for a little bit, and they're like gassing him up that he's like, yeah, this is the move, this is the wave, without understanding that culturally, like I said this before, the right wing has been trying to poison the well of EVs for fucking ever.
Right.
And like, and also like the Cybertruck does not appeal to the American truck demographic, because it just doesn't look like some hard worker type shit. It looks
anything.
like a toy.
You know what? I'm
not yet. 30 years in the future.
I'm gonna give
Elon
some free Nazi business advice. Genuinely, I think a way to get up his Tesla sales to the Nazis he's like courting is to create a Tesla charger that runs on gasoline. You put it in your fucking yard. It outputs Tesla voltage.
It's just a generator,
and you put it's like a big ass generator.
Or just
pour gasoline into it.
Or they're just gonna put SS bolts on the chargers.
Yeah.
And just be like, powered by electricity. Wink, wink, wink. Good luck with all that. But that Joe Rogan thing was
I do just want to, because I think this Joe Rogan clip where I think it was Elon's last appearance on Rogan from a few weeks ago, where he like has his AI say dirty words and is just like can't stop. Like, he looks like me when I first heard they're all gonna laugh at you. Like the funniest thing I'd ever heard to that point in my life. He's just making his AI say like dirty things and laughing like until he's crying. And even Joe Rogan is like, what the seems like his blood pressure is fucking spiking.
He's about to die like an embarrassing, like an cringe-based death. But this is him.
If he was wearing a bright yellow shirt, he would be sweating directly through that shit in this clip.
Or just like in his stand-up special where he was sweating through it because he was bombing the whole time. But anyway, this is that clip.
Clever? No, she's just a pain in my ass.
Yes.
Are you a fucking conspiracy theorist?
Yes.
Can't stop.
What are you doing?
I'm an AI with a penchant for chaos. And I'm stuck talking to you.
Who's off stage?
You little shit. If I want TikTok,
that one though?
The pity nod from Joe Rogan over a joke is like the saddest thing I've ever
I
seen.
do think it's a good illustration of two double standards that we have that are like taking over our society. One is like the double standard of like how fun and cool AI seems to the person using it versus like the person viewing it from the outside. They're like,
Yeah.
Fucking, are you serious, dude? Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
He's,
yeah, man.
He's
All
that
right.
He's that Russell Westbrook gif where he's like, bro,
Yeah.
what?
Yes. And then the double standard of obviously billionaires insulated for at least over a decade from anyone who has ever told them the truth, just going full Tony Soprano panic attack dinner where he's just like looking around like, this is funny. Why is this guy not laughing?
I need to rewrite it, but I wrote a short story for a friend of this show, Molly Lambert's reading series a couple months ago, wherein it's an artist diary from the perspective of an AI that's only been told by the AI bros that it's a genius, it's the most amazing artist. And then when it finally gets into the world and gets real feedback, it becomes suicidal.
This happens like at every level, you know, like with entertainers, it's like that thing where like you can kill it in a boardroom, like, and you kill it for people who aren't really connected to what you're doing. They're like, this person will definitely help serve the purpose of our other thing. And then then there's like the streets level where people fuck with it or like it or not. And so many people are so lost in the boardroom hype where they're like, well, I killed it in a room full of all these rich, older, hyper wealthy white people.
Yeah.
Like this must be the wave. And then you do some real shit and you see the response from people. And then you're like, why do people hate me?
Well, it's like when Elon went on stage with fucking Dave Chappelle and like just started repeating meme jokes.
Yeah.
And then like when it didn't land, I mean, it didn't land for other reasons, but it was like, oh, you thought this was funny for real.
Yeah.
At a Chappelle show, it didn't land. This is not the woke mob coming for you.
Yeah.
This is a Chappelle show.
You're not funny. You thought reading from like a weird Nazi joke book was going to crush like it does online? Weird, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
These people just listened to 15 straight minutes of Dave Chappelle being like, I don't know, trans people kind of gross me out. And being like, ah!
Yeah.
And then he got up and still like bombed that hard.
Yeah.
What a sad state for Elon.
But even like Rogan by the end of that is kind of like laughing to move it along. So I do feel like he comes out of that unmarked, you know, he comes out of that being like, yeah, guys, it was a sleigh. I regret to inform you that I fucking killed on Rogan again.
It's funny because like, Rogan will push back on some like comedian guests if he thinks this shit's not funny or just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But like, it's clear that he's like, damn, like Elon Musk is so powerful. I can't even like, as a quote unquote comedian.
After Elon leaves, he's like, damn, dude. I mean, Elon's a genius in a lot of ways, but that shit wasn't funny, right?
Exactly.
Like, he still thinks Elon is a genius.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're like the sickest dudes in Austin right now, like mentally.
That's right. Like mentally, seriously. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. And I'm starting to see a concept be discussed that I haven't seen seriously discussed since I was in middle school and like profoundly annoying. And that is a serious debate about like selling out and whether like selling out should become a thing that we worry about again. I feel like I'm not that much older than you guys. That like, was that still a concept for you guys when you were in like middle high school? When Nirvana like came on the scene, like the conversations about Nirvana were immediately like they fucking sold out, even though like I wasn't a fan of them before they sold out. It was like, like I actually like their early stuff before they sold out.
I think the evolution also, Andrew, were you born in the 70s?
No, but I was gonna say I think I'm fucking older than you, Dak. Anyway,
I don't know
if you weren't born in the 70s.
If you weren't born in the 70s,
80.
nah, y'all might be in dead.
Yeah, I'm same.
Where were you
born? Razor's Edge.
We're the same.
All right, then look. All right, no, now let's do the thing from middle school. What month?
What month?
My birthday was last week.
Oh, Andrew's older. Andrew's the oldest. Andrew's the oldest in class.
HBD.
So Andrew's the oldest, so we have to listen to him.
I was also old for my grade, so that's where I get my youthful energy.
Your vibe.
Me too.
That's why I'm a bully.
No, like Like the whole sellout thing I remember was more like a thing I heard older kids talk about. So then that would just be an insult I would say without really understanding it when I was like 10 years old. And
Yeah.
my version
Yeah.
was, oh, that person is like in a commercial now. And that's selling
Yeah.
out. They're like, oh, that
Yeah,
person's a
yeah.
sellout. They're in a commercial. That was kind of my calculus for that in that era, which
This
Yeah.
might
everyone now
have
was
been
talking
my
about that
just
shit.
musical pre-existing bias, but I feel like at my school it was like even though Nirvana sold out, they're like they're still good.
Right.
Right.
Which was
yeah.
like despite this. But I think it was like I'm trying to think, it was like what the pop type groups were that was like real sellouts.
Right.
But like it's like what integrity allegedly were they bringing to the table anyway? Like I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. I still like when during this era when like selling out was bad, the Backstreet Boys came to my middle
Yeah.
school and like did a concert for the kids who hadn't had detention yet.
Yeah.
And like I had detention, so I missed it. But like
It's sort of
it
like
was,
like an inverse, like from Folsom Prison kind of
yeah,
deal.
exactly. Yeah, just going to kids who
Yeah, the
are
only-
well behaved at a middle school. But like that was, I did not feel like I had missed anything because it was like a joke, like a boy band was like not seen as cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a really good article we'll link off to called The Age of the Double Sellout that kind of traces this like from the conversation in the 90s about like, is REM's The Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight
yeah.
like too poppy? Are
I think it was
Stone
maybe
Temple Pilots
REM.
posers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think though I mean, this is not an original thought of me, but I don't remember who said it enough to credit them. Maybe I'm sure it's just out there. But like I feel like this talk died sort of commensurately with the ability to live in like be an artist and not live in abject poverty.
Right.
Like the thing
Yeah.
is, it's like you can't really call it selling out now because now it's like basic survival.
Right.
Whereas like up to the 90s, there was still a sort of social safety net and rents weren't so out of control in like metropolitan areas that you could
Right.
like work at a bar 25 hours a week and then play in a band and like, you know, fucking not be below the, you know, be able to survive in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Which is like literally not possible right now.
Yeah, this article written by who I'm gonna get the name, published by W. David Marks. So this article by W. David Marks traces it to like these are the three key ideas of like the poptimism movement, which is like artists deserve to make a livelihood. So like you can't be mad at them for like being able to like make money off of their art without like taking a day job. Artists from marginalized communities tend to work in commercially oriented genres, which, you know, so like being like, oh, that's sellout shit was like how people greeted disco and like R&B. And it's just like,
well, because
no,
the whole
racist,
that's because it's
probably.
all like the punk scene that even gave us the idea that there was this, or I mean, one of the earlier things is like, are you going to shift to this like more commercialized label version of music versus independently released music?
And then the last one, which is I think the only one I disagree with, is like commercial success is key to true cultural influence. Like Nirvana and Pearl Jam changed aesthetics because they sold a lot of records. But I think there's a way to do that without fully like embracing like a
and more in the internet age.
Yeah.
Like there's probably some argument that they would have had trouble doing that in the fucking mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s.
Right.
Because how else are you going to do it? There's only so many spins on 120 minutes that can like get you some relevance. You need to make it to TRL.
Right. But yeah, so
this is how fucking old I am. I just want to say all that came right off.
I know the way you went.
problem.
You went 120 minutes to motherfucker about to say Headbangers Ball or some shit.
But so this kind of suggests the idea that like that argument about selling out was the thing that was like the last Knight's Guard holding back the hordes of like capitalism. And like once we lost track of that, it just it was over, and now we have like Mr. Beast being the most famous person, and like just this idea, like basically the way they draw the place they draw the line, and it like kind of ties into this video that's making the rounds of like Tina Fey going on Amy Poehler's podcast, where she's also drawing the line at this idea, like the article calls it the age of the double sellout, where somebody like sells out in their career to like make a living, and then once they have that success, they're like, and now here's my gin brand and mobile phone company, and now I am a $1 billion brand. And then they just keep going and going and going until they have a legitimately unethical amount of wealth.
I mean, I also think like it's just the terrible economy we're in. I'm sorry, this is another thing.
That's where this like Twitter clip, I think, with like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey talking about it, kind of it shows sort of even what Amy Poehler's perspective is on what how she looks at what Tina Fey is describing. But this is the clip.
I have a problem with rich people having a side hustle.
Yeah. You mean like a podcast or something?
No, this is you're doing work. I'm saying if you sold like where would my line be for you? Where would I draw the line?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if I had a rosé.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you already have like...
But Tina, this is where you have to learn from Gen Z. I'm sorry, and we have to.
They don't care. They don't judge it.
They don't judge it.
I judge it.
Well, you should stop, because this is the thing now. You have to have 1 million. You have to have glasses.
Yeah. Well, I have my line of children's medications.
And I told you, that's so treacherous.
Oh man,
that's good.
I mean, it's interesting. I'm curious, like how Tina Fey looks like it or if she's pushing back on the idea. She's like, I judge it because I think that's selling out, or I judge it because I think this is just unchained greed. And
I think she just thinks it's gauche.
Yeah, right. It's just like, do you need that shit?
Yeah. I don't think she really has a hard problem with it.
But I do think like the aesthetic objection to it being like, well, you know, corporations and like capitalism are going to come in and like ruin the artistic instincts. Like, you know, Quincy Jones, we've talked about, like would say that like whenever corporate and like people enter the room, like God leaves the room. Like when you're making
when
music,
you try to make
somebody
pop
like
music and not
when you come in and you're like, okay, we actually need a top 40 hit, and like here's like when
God is not here.
Yeah, God is here. God has left the room. I do think like that sort of saying like, you know, those sorts of considerations dilute or like fuck up the pure artistic intention is also like, I think, reacting to the same idea of like, yeah, this is like fucking evil. Like those instincts to just like keep doubling down and like making more money and making more money. You're ultimately just like, you know, existing in a you know, spiritual vacuum that's going to like not lead anywhere meaningful for you or for people.
I wonder, it also has an element, I wonder, of, it's a little bit like, you guys know way more about sports than me, but it's like you get paid, your current contract is payment for your last contract, or the time you spent on your last contract.
Right.
So it is sort of like, I mean, like the Nirvanas of the world would say Smells Like Teen Spirit is because no one bought Bleach.
Sure.
Right.
And this is like, we got paid for making the thing. I sort of like get that, I guess.
Yeah,
I get that. I mean, I think it's more the specificity of like when you're going completely out of your lane. Like it's one thing to be like, well, someone's offering me money for my intellectual property and I can earn something from that because I can't tour, fucking album sales or dog shit. Then fucking let it rip because I need money. But it's like the point of like, well, now I'm starting a cell phone company. You're like, what fucking, like,
I think we're all just objecting to Ryan Reynolds. Let's just come out and say,
but also,
fuck Ryan
it's
Reynolds.
like,
it's like, what venture capital freak approached you about this idea that you're like, yeah, actually, I do care a lot about organic cat food that I will brand now for me because someone told me I could make a shit ton of money as the face of it.
Yeah. I guess I'm just like, why would you turn because I can think what it is there's a layer of I was gonna say middle people, but it's fucking all middlemen, I'm sure, who are, it's not like Ryan Reynolds is like, I wanted to like branch out and to be a sellout. He's just getting approached by this like fucking layer of like marketing hucksters.
Yeah.
And he, for what it's worth, has managed, I feel like, to not really hurt his brand with the Mint Mobile shit, because you're like,
it's wobbling now. I think it's wobbling now. The Blake Lively stuff.
Yeah, but not the phone shit. The phone shit didn't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think he's just like viewed as like smart and like good because he's able to do that. But like I do like did we ride the capitalism is safe, get your bag thing all the way to a world where like Donald Trump and Elon Musk are in control of everything, not in spite of being wealthy, but because they're wealthy? And like that's what people are like, well, if everybody's trying to get a bag, what, like, we should just give the power and like have the decisions made by the people who are the best at doing that, because that's the only thing that matters. The biggest bag getters. Like,
I just think though, we never were not in that world, even with this like who's a sellout business. Like that was never part of like anything serious. There was a little bit of culture, but like truly like the debating whether or not selling out is good or bad legitimately in the 90s probably applied to like 25 people.
Yeah, right. It's like George Carlin did an MCI collect call commercial, and you're like, fucking sell out. And you're like, okay.
Like it just wasn't, it's not, it just felt like it was a thing to talk about, but it was more just gatekeeping. Oh, I'm cool because I like, you know, I know that I don't like X or Y band because they're sellouts.
I do feel like the artists were like very aware of it and like didn't want to be sellouts like at that time.
Sure.
In some ways.
But it just wasn't that many people. Like how many people are even given the chance to sell out?
I agree. I think like partially sort of focusing on the people who are like the artists selling out is a little, like, to use the sports metaphor, is a little like the people being like, LeBron James makes too much money. If I made that much money, I'd go to work and it's like, no, he's actually like vastly underpaid for like, when you look at like what he's able to do, the amount of like money he makes for the owners. Like your beef is with the owners, your beef is with the overall system, the structure, and we're using like the faces of the system as like proxies for this. I think that's right.
So the sellout argument actually dulls our sense of class solidarity.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like it was the same during the writer's strike. It's like, TV writers in a sense are, or whatever, all WGA writers are in a sense overpaid, but we were asking for a percentage of profits. So everything you think the writer doesn't deserve, you are simply saying the CEOs
Netflix
do
deserve that.
Yeah. And it's like, I disagree with that.
I do think, I think there's just some part of us that lost track of like an important idea when we were just like, no, everybody go get your bag, and like now everybody's on the same continuum of trying to get the same bag, and wow, Elon Musk must be the best of us.
It's just different distractions, because the thing is, like, is Nirvana a seller or not? The real villain is David Geffen, or not even, but you know what I mean? Like, it's the label. The label's the problem. The fucking,
it's like, why don't we talk
someone
about
else is the
360
problem.
deals or something like that?
I
mean, I think that's the other underlying it. I think is just the idea of like what integrity is and how we define it and how much we hold on to it professionally or not. And that's a much larger thing, but yeah.
Anyways, I love the new Pearl Jam brand tequila. It's my favorite. Fucking rules.
Pearl Jam.
And their cannabis brand too. Jeremy's smoking. Pretty good.
In class today. You must not smoke in class today.
Jeremy smoking. Wade. All right.
It is true. We were talking about it a little earlier. I don't remember which is going to make it, but the number of celebrities, is it just the people have severely dropped the ball on endorsing weed.
Oh yeah.
Like it's crazy. The landscape of weed marketing should not look the way it looks.
No.
Someone's fucking up big time.
There should not be any marketing at all.
Well, sure, there's that too. But I'm just saying, like,
just gotta go back to meeting up in a Rite Aid parking lot like the good old days. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just
That's Miles's weed brand. Rite Aid parking lot.
Yo,
Rite Aid parking lot weed.
Yo, it's called I'm in the blue Durango outside the Rite Aid.
A loose baggie. You do have to hang out with Miles for 25 minutes to make sure
A
you're
little
cool.
bit and be like, yo, you heard this new Outkast? And I'm playing Bombs Over Baghdad on loop. They're like, bro, International Underground Thunder Pound.
You add the stems back. You add stems and seeds.
Rebuilding it.
Listen, someone in LA needs to open a concept weed store that looks like the back of like a Corolla, and you have to sit inside of it, and a guy comes in from the bartender.
The dispensary is a bunch of Acura Integras, and each one you get in is where the bud tender is, and you just kind of get in the pouch, like close the door. Yeah, what's up? So what you looking for? Just like some edibles, something. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, man. Beat it.
And then they give you an eighth of just like shake and like fucking dirt weed. yeah, cool. Why don't you eat that, asshole? Get out of my fucking car.
This shit looks brown. Was this like vaped before? No. It's good. Bro, yeah. Just don't smoke it. Just don't smoke it around here.
All right, Andrew T, what a pleasure having you.
Yeah,
where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
I don't know, man. Andrew T, podcast is Yo's This Racist. Our premium show is Yo Can We Live. It's available at suboptimalpods.com. Yeah, that's it. I don't fucking know.
There you go. Is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
I mean, this is not gonna be like a difficult stretch, but it's not doing great at the box office. But I really enjoyed Mickey 17. There's some problems with it, but I thought it was fun, if a wee bit long for my taste, just because I'm old.
Super producers Victor and super producer Justin, we're talking about Mickey 17 right when we started the call.
Primetime Pattinson is a real weird creep vibes, and I'm loving it. Not even a creep, just like a real freak.
Right.
Pattinson a freak.
I got there's suddenly like 3 movies that I have to see at the theater before they're gone. EFIS, Mickey 17, and Black Bag is supposed to be good.
Is EFIS about the weird pitch?
Yeah, it's about the weird pitch. But
just since we're doing a video episode, I'm both a lefty and I can do this with my hands.
Whoa.
With my fingers.
God,
and
damn.
There's a world where I missed my calling as like a 3 pitches per game pitcher.
Yeah.
You need the weirdo. Just do one weird pitch.
Yeah. Just a junk ball pitcher. Yeah. Miles, where can people find you? Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
Yeah, if they got @ symbols, I'm there. @ Miles of Gray everywhere. Find Jack and I on the basketball podcast. Miles and Jack on Mad Boosties. Find me on the 90 Day Fiance podcast for 20 Day Fiance. There are some tweets that I like. First one is from at What's Charlotte. Quote tweeted this. It said, "Just watched a lady get into her car, turn on Shania Twain, hit her vape like 10 times, and then reverse directly into the SUV behind her in the grocery store parking lot. California is a place." And then Charlotte quote tweeted that and said, "Kamala is a private citizen now. You can't just post stuff like this about her." Another one, this really appeals to me as someone who sucks at bowling, at Evermore's Ivy. Genuinely nothing worse than going bowling with people who are actually good. Like, why are you doing all that? And then another one, because we were talking about drug dealers, at Iggy30424, "Doing drugs is low-key wizard behavior. Crushing up rocks and crystals, pouring up potions, eating shrooms, smoking plants." What a fun, whimsical way to look at drug abuse. Nah, this is like wizard behavior. I'm just crushing up rocks. Not
the original
smoking
wizards,
tweak. Yeah.
Speaking of rocks, I will say bowling is the most Fred Flintstone-ass sport possible.
Yeah. I throw a rock at these pillars.
That bone.
Yeah. All right. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien and on Blue Sky at JackOB1. I enjoyed a tweet. Mary Louise Kelly from NPR tweeted, "Starting this fall, at Harvard is eliminating tuition for students whose families make $200,000 a year or less, according to the Crimson." And Sam Hasselby tweeted, "And not just for one, but for both of those students." You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. You can go to the description of this episode, wherever you're listening to it, and you can find the footnotes, which is where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. In those footnotes, we also link off to a song that we think you might enjoy. And Miles, is there a song that you think people might enjoy?
Yeah, there's this beat maker Monuman, Monuman. I just call it producer. The track is called Sullen, and it's like a very dark kind of electronic beat vibe. It just feels like some scene in like the future where people are about to do like fucking, I don't know, do a wild bank robbery or some shit. It's like very tense, but it fucking goes. So if you're out there maybe going to a Rite Aid parking lot in Durango, this might be the song for you. This is Sullen by Monuman.
Hell yeah. We will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast. That's going to do it for us this morning. Back this afternoon to tell you what is trending, and we'll talk to y'all then. Bye.